How many times have you asked yourself, why do I always meet the wrong people? Maybe it was someone who lied, betrayed, or left you broken. At that moment, it feels like wasted time, wasted love, and wasted energy. But what if I told you it was never wasted? What if those so-called wrong people were actually part of Allah's plan to shape you, teach you, and prepare you for what's truly right? Sometimes Allah lets the wrong ones come first, so when the right one arrives, you recognize the difference, appreciate the blessing, and protect it with wisdom. Life is full of encounters that leave us wondering why they ever happened. You may have trusted someone with your heart, only to see them walk away. You may have given your best in a friendship, only to feel betrayed. And in those moments of pain, your heart screams, why me? But deep down, if you pause and reflect, you'll realize that every wrong person was actually carrying a hidden gift, a lesson. A lesson in patience, in self-worth, in discernment, and most importantly, in trusting Allah's plan over your own. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, doesn't just give us what we want. He gives us what we need. And sometimes what we need is disguised as heartbreak. The wrong people you meet are not accidents. They are part of the divine script that Allah has written for you. They arrive to test your faith, to expose your weaknesses, to refine your character, and to show you what love, loyalty, and sincerity are not. Without those painful experiences, how would you ever learn to recognize true sincerity when it finally comes? Think of it this way. Every person who walked into your life carried a purpose. Some stayed to support you and others left to teach you. And even when their departure felt like a storm, it was Allah's way of clearing the skies for something better. You see, what looks like rejection is often protection. What feels like loss is often a form of redirection. So instead of labeling them as wrong people, see them as guides disguised in temporary roles. Their presence was never permanent, but their impact was permanent. They shaped your heart, toughened your soul, and taught you lessons that will last a lifetime. And when the right person finally arrives, whether it's in friendship, love, or companionship, you will recognize them instantly. Because by then, you've already learned the difference between fake and real, between temporary and lasting, between someone who drains you and someone who uplifts you. And that clarity, that wisdom, is the gift Allah was preparing you for all along. So remember this, meeting the wrong people is not a curse. It's a mercy that prepares you to cherish the right ones when Allah finally sends them your way. At first, meeting the wrong people feels like a painful mistake. They lie, they disappoint, they betray. And in those moments, you may wonder if your time, love, and effort were completely wasted. But in reality, these experiences carry lessons that no book, no lecture, and no comfort from others could ever truly teach. Allah allows certain people into your life not because they are meant to stay, but because they are meant to teach. Think about it. How do you learn the true value of honesty without first being hurt by dishonesty? How do you understand the importance of loyalty unless you've experienced betrayal? How do you recognize the sweetness of being valued if you've never felt the sting of being taken for granted? The wrong people teach you lessons by being the very opposite of what you need. Their mistakes, their flaws, and even their cruelty act like mirrors, showing you clearly what to avoid and what to never become. This is why meeting them is not wasted time. It's training. It's preparation. Every heartbreak strengthens your resilience. Every betrayal sharpens your discernment, and every disappointment teaches you patience. And sometimes those lessons are not just for you. They make you capable of helping others who are going through the same struggles. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows what lessons your heart needs before you can receive the blessings He has prepared for you. Just like gold must go through fire to be purified, your soul must sometimes go through painful encounters to emerge wiser, stronger, and more grateful. The wrong people are part of that fire, temporary but transformative. So instead of labeling them as a curse, see them as teachers in disguise. They may not have given you lasting love, but they gave you lasting wisdom. And that wisdom is priceless, because it equips you to recognize and protect the right people when they finally arrive. In truth, the wrong people don't block your destiny. They prepare you for it. They leave scars, yes, but they also leave lessons. And those lessons are exactly what Allah wanted you to learn on your journey toward growth, strength, and better companionship. When you meet the wrong people, the first thing you feel is pain. The sting of betrayal, the ache of disappointment, and the emptiness of loss cut deep into your heart. And naturally you wonder, why did I have to go through this? But the truth is, those painful experiences are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to build you. They make you wiser, stronger, and more prepared for the life Allah has planned for you. Think about it. If everything in life was smooth, if everyone treated you with kindness and loyalty, you would never develop strength. Hardship is what shapes character. Pain is what awakens wisdom. Every wound teaches you something about yourself and about others. The wrong people may have hurt you, but they also toughened you. They forced you to open your eyes, to set boundaries, to trust less in people and more in Allah. Without that hurt, you would remain naive, overly trusting, and unprepared for bigger challenges ahead. Allah allows the pain not because He wants you to suffer, but because He wants you to grow. Just as muscles become stronger only when they are stretched and torn in exercise, the heart becomes stronger only when it survives trials. The wisdom you gain from these wrong encounters stays with you for life. You learn who deserves your time and who doesn't. You learn to recognize red flags earlier. You learn to protect your energy, your peace, and your dignity. And most importantly, you learn that your ultimate reliance should never be on people, because people can change, disappoint, or leave, but on Allah, who never abandons you. In this way, every wrong person becomes part of your training. They may leave you with tears, but those tears water the soil of wisdom in your heart. They may scar you, but those scars remind you to never settle for less than what you deserve. Painful as it may be, this wisdom is a gift that prepares you to walk into the future with clarity, maturity, and strength. So the next time you feel broken by someone's actions, remember, this pain is not the end. It's the beginning of a wiser, stronger, and more resilient version of you. One of the most difficult realities to accept is when someone you cared about is suddenly removed from your life. It feels like a loss, like something precious has been ripped away. But in truth, when Allah removes a person from your path, it's never without reason. It is often His way of protecting you from harm you cannot see and preparing you for someone far better who is yet to come. Sometimes you may be so attached to someone that you convince yourself they are the one, the perfect friend, the perfect partner, or the perfect support. But Allah, in His knowledge, sees what you cannot. He knows the future. He knows what's hidden in their heart, and He knows whether their presence will bring you closer to Him or pull you further away. Out of His mercy, Allah removes them, even if it breaks your heart, because He knows they are not meant for your destiny. Think of it like clearing a path. If the wrong person is standing in the way, you cannot move forward toward the right one. Their presence blocks your growth, clouds your judgment, and prevents you from seeing the blessings waiting ahead. By removing them, Allah is not being cruel. He is clearing space in your life for something or someone that will truly benefit you. This is why you should never see their departure as rejection. Instead, see it as redirection. Allah is guiding you away from people who could harm your peace, your faith, or your future. He is aligning your life so that when the right person finally arrives, the one who is loyal, sincere, and a true blessing, you will not only recognize them but also value them deeply. Meeting the wrong ones first makes you appreciate the right ones more. Without the storm, you would never value the calm. Without the pain of betrayal, you would never recognize the beauty of sincerity. Allah's removal is not about loss, it is about preparation. So you are ready to cherish the true blessings when they finally enter your life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful feelings a believer can carry. But true gratitude often comes after contrast, after you've experienced what it feels like to have the opposite. And this is why Allah sometimes allows you to meet the wrong people first, so that when the right ones finally enter your life, you don't take them for granted. When you've been betrayed, loyalty feels like a treasure. When you've been disrespected, kindness feels like a blessing. When you've been ignored, attention and care feel like mercy. The wrong people show you what pain feels like, and that pain makes you value peace more deeply. Without them, you might not recognize the weight of sincerity, the beauty of honesty, or the sweetness of love rooted in faith. Imagine if every person you met treated you perfectly. Would you ever truly value goodness? Or would you simply expect it as normal, never realizing its worth? Often, the people who hurt you the most unknowingly prepare your heart to appreciate the ones who uplift you. They carve space inside your soul for gratitude, because only after loss can you truly recognize gain. This is why Allah's plan is always perfect. He doesn't give you blessings without first training you to appreciate them. The wrong people act like teachers, showing you all the qualities you must avoid. And when the right person finally comes, someone sincere, supportive, and trustworthy, you recognize them immediately because their presence feels like healing after pain. This gratitude does two things. It strengthens your bond with the right people, and it deepens your relationship with Allah. Because when you finally receive what you once prayed for, your heart doesn't just thank the person, it thanks the one who sent them. Gratitude transforms the wound into wisdom and the memory of pain into a reason to smile. So never regret meeting the wrong ones. They were the contrast that made your heart capable of recognizing true blessings. And when those blessings arrive, your gratitude will be so pure that you'll protect them, cherish them, and never take them for granted. When someone hurts you, leaves you, or disappoints you, it's natural to question why Allah allowed them into your life in the first place. But if you step back and see the bigger picture, you'll realize that even the so-called wrong people are part of Allah's perfect plan for your journey. Nothing in your life is random. Every person, every encounter, every heartbreak is written with divine wisdom. The wrong people are not accidents. They are chapters in your story, written to shape who you are becoming. Some come to test your patience. Some come to expose your weaknesses. Some come to teach you self-worth. And some come only to leave, reminding you that everything temporary must eventually pass. Each role, no matter how painful, contributes to the bigger plan Allah has for you. Think of your life like a puzzle. At first, some pieces don't make sense. They look misplaced, awkward, or even frustrating. But as more pieces come together, you begin to see the full picture. The wrong people are like those confusing puzzle pieces. On their own, they don't seem to fit. But in the end, you realize they were necessary for the masterpiece to be complete. Allah knows what you don't. The very person you thought was a mistake may have been placed in your path to push you closer to your destiny, to redirect your steps, or to teach you a lesson that will protect you later. Their role was temporary, but their impact was permanent and perfectly timed. When you understand this, your heart finds peace. Instead of asking, why me? You begin to say, Alhamdulillah, Allah knows best. You stop regretting the people who left and start appreciating the lessons they carried. Because in truth, nothing they did was outside of Allah's will. Even their betrayal, their exit, or their rejection was part of a bigger plan that is still unfolding for you. So trust the author of your story. The wrong people weren't detours, they were directions. They didn't block your destiny, they shaped it. And when you look back one day, you'll see clearly that Allah's plan was never about giving you the wrong people. It was about guiding you through them toward the right ones. So the next time you look back and wonder, why did I meet them at all? Remind yourself of this truth: Allah never makes mistakes. Every wrong person was part of His design. Every heartbreak was part of His wisdom. And every ending was part of His protection. What felt like loss was actually guidance. What looked like rejection was actually redirection. The wrong people didn't come to ruin your life. They came to refine it. They made you wiser, stronger, and more grateful. They cleared the path so that when the right ones arrive, you'll recognize them, value them, and never take them for granted. Allah's plan is always bigger than your pain. He allows you to meet the wrong ones so your heart is ready for the right ones. And when that blessing finally enters your life, you will look back at every tear, every scar, and every sleepless night and say, Subhanallah, Allah knew all along. Don't regret the people who left. Don't mourn the ones who betrayed. Instead, trust the one who writes your story. Because the author of your destiny never removes without a reason and never withholds except to give you something far better. And in the end, you'll see that even the wrong people were never wrong. They were simply stepping stones toward what was always meant for you.